So this message will not be for everyone. However, you'll know if it's for you. So when it comes to you, you have like a, how can I say, it's a special gift that you have because you were able to endure many spiritual tests successfully and still have a light heart. And that is very challenging for many people because many people who go through a lot become bitter and very angry for an extended period of time, to the point where they don't get to the point of being more lighthearted instead of being so cold all the time. They don't know how to turn their cold off. It's always on. So it's more difficult to use those types of individuals because they could be really harsh and biased due to the pain, because the pain causes that type of reaction in those who haven't learned beyond the pain. Okay. So many of you are used in ways that you may not even realize. And it's very powerful because of your spiritual ranking in the way in which you're used. Okay, so good day, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Milk Honey Rose. I am Mystic Alchemy. Thank you for being here. Not everyone can be used in this way because they would abuse the gift if they know they have it. That's why some people, they have, how can I say, they could have it if they gave themselves a chance to, but they don't because there's still work that they must do. It's just that some people don't want to accept that, and they'll say they're fine when there's more that they can work on. And in order to do this, it doesn't mean that you have to be completely healed, because I find it kind of challenging to say that anyway, because the type of things that we go through in this realm, you can't necessarily say that you healed from them completely. It's just a matter of understanding how to maintain your own emotions, and understanding what you went through so that it doesn't become so unbearable. It's just one of those things where pain can be very sneaky, especially pain from the past. And when you least expect it, it can sneak up on you when you thought you were okay. That's what, past trauma can do to a person. And it could be when one least expects it. It's really how you handle it and how you handle others in the midst of your healing process and being able to gain understanding and still be able to understand the value of relationships and when relationships can be kept or when they need to be released. Okay. So you have been used in an amazing way. It's hard for me. I don't even want to say what Spirit just said to me because it sounds so harsh. But to some people, you could be considered a gift or a curse, and yet you may feel the same way about others. So it is what it is. I'm going to just say it like that. Because for those who don't understand you, they may look at you in such a way that, and say that you're evil. Like, that's what I mean, when you're not. But then they'll call the one that is evil good. So that's a distortion of perception. And many people suffer from this due to, that's kind of like a psychosis. I think I can call it that because a lot of people misjudge people in such a way where the one that's good for them, they'll push them away. And the one that's bad for them, they'll keep them around. The one that's no bueno. no good, spoiled. So when they keep the spoiled one and push away the one that is healthy, they always run into problems, right? So you are utilized to test those who have the potential to be more, be greater, as well as be mended into the tree of life, because they're meant to be a part of the tree of life. It's just that many people choose to walk the path of death instead of life while they're living. Okay, so an earth angel will show up in somebody's life because you just are magically placed there. You don't try, it just happens because it's meant to. And that's because the person that you approach, naturally you will be what that person needs at that time, because that's what you're made for. That's your code. Okay, it's a part of your makeup. That's what you're made for. Okay, it's like a part of your mission on earth. Okay, I'm just letting it flow as it's coming to me, so please bear with me as the flow flows. Okay, and so you will know when a person that you know that you were there for and you cared about, you tried. You tried because you saw what was wrong. However many times you were rejected in trying to be there for a person that you realized they couldn't even see you, or they couldn't respect your position, because many times some will be spiritually apt to know that you're different. They'll know. However, if they're too deep into their ego, then that aspect of them is going to want to reject you, because they're going to realize that there's work that they need to do. So you are a mirror, and you just being who you are and speaking how you speak, you put mirrors in the face of those who must make a choice in that moment, because it's like these spiritual tests, they're not only meant to teach you, but they're meant to help you to dodge, I wanted to say tragedy, but I don't want to say that. I want to say like extreme difficulty. It doesn't necessarily have to be a tragedy, but extreme difficulty. Many times we're tested right before something worse than what is happened or has happened before can happen, or something that's worse than the current situation. So really you come through at the time, and many times in the beginning when you're used like this in spirit, you don't know. You learn this over time, that you're being used in such a way, because your heart is light. You're in a state of being purified, because you've gone through the purification process, through the healing work that you've done on yourself. When you have that understanding and you are able to overcome the darkness so many times, you elevate. You are promoted in your spiritual ranking to be able to reach more people in various ways. Okay, so the more you continue to tap into the purity within you, the higher your spiritual ranking, and the more work you receive, the more responsibility. Spiritually now I'm talking. So unfortunately, many people that have crossed paths with you have failed. And they chose the more difficult option, as opposed to choosing to not it and it's not always that it really also has a lot to do with how they treat you. It has a lot to do with that, because you're coming from a place of love, and when they treat you crazy, that's the whole point. Many people don't even realize what they're doing. Lord, forgive them, for they don't know. You know, when they say that, Lord, forgive them, or God, forgive them, for they don't know what they do. That is a representation of those who are being tested by an earth angel. But it's like, it's not always that you're testing them on purpose. It's just, the test is really about how they treat you and how they treat themselves and the decision that they make at that point in time. And many times they know what decision would be best, but they go the other way. And that shows that they're not ready to be ranked higher because of the decision that they made. And that's why decisions are so important. That's one of the most, how can I say? Decisions can be to someone's detriment and to someone's ability to be graced. So that's another aspect of life that children need to be acquainted with early on, because it could help them with their analytical thinking, even though that's a side note, but I just thought about it. But anyway, yeah, so this is your gift. You are a high-ranked angel on earth, and God uses you because you're pure at heart. And all you want to do is love and be loved. You don't ask for much. No, you really don't ask for much. But, when you don't ask for much, you receive everything. And most times when people ask for so much, they don't even deserve it, because they ain't do no work. And they just expect so much. And those same people are not willing to give that much. So it's that don't match. That don't go. All right. So if you know this is you, and you know that you are a high-ranking earth angel, drop it down in the comments below, because your mission is great and it's actually very beautiful. And the most beautiful aspect of it all is when you come across someone and they pass the test, and you know they passed, and you become very proud of them. But when they don't pass, it's disappointing, because you know when they went wrong, and you know what could have been, but they chose otherwise. And that's hurtful, honestly. It is, because a true earth angel doesn't want to see anybody fail. That's like a teacher. As a teacher, if your whole class is failing, it's going to make you feel like you're doing something wrong. But that's not necessarily true. And as a teacher, you must learn that, some listen and some don't. It's just what it is. So don't be so hard on yourself when it comes to your mission. The point is that you're doing it, and you did your part, and that's all that matters. Okay, so thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're feeling my vibe, especially if this message does resonate with you. If you would like to book a healthy conversation, you can by visiting www.milkhoneyrose.org. And also, you could join the membership here on YouTube to support me. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one.